I am sure you have heard the name Alexander the Great. He was a legendary general that never lost a battle. He was a pharaoh, he was a king, and ruled the largest empire in history. Alexander was born in 356 BCE. He was the son of Philip II and Olympias of Macedon. Philip was always out protecting his empire, so he mostly spent time with his mother. Philip wanted the best for him, so he got Aristotle to help him become a smart boy. He was tutored by Aristotle for 7 years until he was 16 years old. Though he never saw him, it was clear that Philip had a great impact on Alexander with his strategies in war zones. Later, when Alexander was 18 years old, his military talents were first noticed at the Battle of Chaeronea in 338 BCE, when he had to lead a group of horseback soldiers into battle. After winning the battle, it helped reassure Philip that he was passing his crown to someone that has great talents, though he never thought he'd pass it so soon. Philip was assassinated by his own bodyguard in 336 BCE. Alexander had to immediately take over the throne and an invasion for the conquest of Persia. Persia was always a threat, but Alexander couldn't just start the invasion right now. He had to secure his throne. He squashed rebellions and executed rivals in Illyria, Thessaly, and central Greece. Now in 334 BCE, he is now ready to launch his army into the Persian Empire. Alexander crossed over into Asia Minor with 32,000 infantry and 5,100 horseback, and began his legendary conquest. Their first encounter with King Darius and the Persian army was at the Battle of Granicus. The start was a little bit iffy, with Alexander almost dying when he was leading the front charge into the Persian military. It was a big morale boost for his army, but if he were to get killed, it would have been disastrous. After he wins that battle, he has to overcome 3 more battles. And by the way, he won all 3. Alexander was seen as the true ruler of Persia. The Persian governors changed sides to Macedon. Alexander gained complete control over all of Persia. And about Darius, Alexander chased him across Persia until his own bodyguard assassinated him, and then Alexander chased him around. Alexander's army finally had to turn around because they hit the end of the world, so they thought, and they've been fighting for 6 years straight, so his army wanted to go home. They really helped Alexander because he went sort of crazy with all this land, and he was frustrated for his army to rebel like that. Though he was frustrated, he understood. The reason why his army didn't really trust him anymore is because he was looking more Persian than Greek. He married a Persian wife and had most of his army married to Persian wives. Though saying this aside, they made their way back. On their way, they had to stop rebellions, uprisings, and losing a close friend. By the time they got to Babylon, Alexander got very sick and died. It could have been malaria or even a fever. But why is this all important? Sure, some guy did just go around capturing land, but this guy helped make a new standard for rulers at his time. He showed that if you respect your army and listen to them, you can go places. And with this knowledge, many people in the future will look up at him for inspiration. This is why he's known as Alexander the Great.